Yo, we are joined by the college football legend, NFL player, Mr. Reggie Bush. Reggie, thanks for coming on the show. Oh, sorry, excuse me, Heisman Trophy winning Reggie Bush.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, it's good, man. So we've known each other for a long time, and and it was funny because I've seen a lot of interviews that you've done. And one question that I've never seen anybody ask you is, and I've always thought, because me being all Pac-12 player, playing in the NFL for a long time, all of that, I was thinking, okay, I know what it's like to be popular, but what is it like to be Reggie Bush, man? What is it like to be Reggie Bush?
You know what, man? When I was in college, and NFL playing, um, I always, and this is who I am as a person. I never have looked at myself as a mega celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always, me is me. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to me, and I know me well, and even with all the success I had on the field, I've always felt like, man, just being me always felt normal. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
yeah, people show me love in the streets all the time, and I think that's the best part is being able to walk by somebody and their memory gets jogged by, oh no, I remember a play that you did when I was in so and so in this place, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
I was doing this in this time period. I was in high school when you was, you know what I'm saying? And so I love that fact of it, man. I love being able to, jog people's memories, and it like takes them back into a place in time when they were like, damn, I remember watching you on TV and you did X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? And that's honestly why I love playing the game, man, was because I always wanted to wow people. I always wanted to entertain people. I always wanted to amaze people with my athletic abilities, and I also wanted. I knew that when this thing is done and over, I want to be able to look back on my highlights and be like, damn, okay, I really did that. You know what I'm saying? Like I really
Yeah.
went 110%, and my highlights, are proof of that. You know what I mean? And I got nothing to look back and feel like I didn't give enough effort to.
At what point in time when you were at USC were you like, oh my God, like this thing is big? Because it was before the era of social media and you were a
Yeah,
celebrity in college that was bigger than some professionals. So at what
yeah.
point were you like, damn, like, bro, this is getting crazy?
I think when we would be at our games and there'd be every celebrity known to mankind on the sidelines. Snoop, Will Ferrell was always there. Snoop would be at our practices running routes with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was always cool, man. Because I thought Pete, that was one thing Pete did a great job of, was he was able to capture, the greatness of football and winning and Hollywood together. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that just is rare. Like you don't really see that. Maybe Laker games, you know what I'm saying? Or, maybe the U back in the day, but or some Dallas Cowboy games now. But it was that's when I knew, it was on and popping. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, oh, this is it's lit up in here. Every game is sold out, 95,000 to 97, however many seats the stadium holds. Every game was sold out. You know what I'm saying? We never had a
Yeah.
game that there was an open seat. And, that's when, I knew we had something special when stadiums were sold out. The stadium was sold out and we had all the celebrities on the sidelines, coming to watch us play.
Yeah, and so so I see Terrell Thomas all the time, and
Hmm.
that all the USC dudes always talking about all them glory days, the USC heyday, and they all sad right now, man. I mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, what is it going to take for USC to get back to what USC people believe that USC
Yeah.
should be?
Um, Man, I think watching the Lincoln Riley era, watching some of the other coaches who've come before him, um, I've been encouraged by, seeing the athletes that have come through there. I think right now with Lincoln Riley, I love their offense, right? And I love the attacking style mentality that that they have built, the reputation they built. But you know, the defense has to improve,
Oh
And
God,
that
yeah.
right now, that's the biggest, eye opener, and the biggest, issue I see is the defense and the offense are not matching up. And the reason why that's unique is because usually when you have a unit, one that's really dominant, usually it brings along the other one. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And we made our defense better, and our defense made us better because we were both really good. And so even in the teams when I was in New Orleans, and when I first got to New Orleans, we were a great offensive team, but we weren't a great defensive team yet. And once in some of those practices, our offense, we would build up our defense, through the way that we played. And then in 2009 Super Bowl, our defense was lights out, and they made us better. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I think it's just really unique to see, how well the offense performed, but how poorly the defense was performing, and even to the point to where they weren't even stopping the run. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
like, at the
That's the
basic fundamentals of
hallmark.
football, we
Yeah.
got to get off the bus stopping and run. We got to get off the bus stopping and run. You know what I'm saying? And like
Yep.
that's got to be in our DNA. If we do nothing else, the physicality of somebody coming downhill, meeting the lineman in the A gap, meeting those fullbacks or whoever it is in those A gaps, that's all about it. That's a mentality. You know
That's
what I'm
that
saying? And so,
Marshawn Lynch run through a mofo face over and over and over and over and over.
yes,
Um,
exactly.
so now you go on, obviously have
But wait, hold
greatness.
on. Sorry.
Yeah,
Can I ask
that's
you
fine.
one question?
Yeah.
Do you think that's the era that we live in now? Because the era you talking about, I don't really see that preached, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot from coaches, and you know what I'm saying, even from a lot of teams, it's become more of a spread out passing game.
Well,
You know what I'm
see,
saying?
I think the teams that are winning at a high level are, because I've been at Dan Lanning's practices, bro. The week of the USC game, they went live in practice, live.
Mm,
Everybody
mm.
was a victim
I love that. I
except for Bo
love that.
Nix. Bo Nix was the only person that you could not touch.
Yeah, I love
And
that.
yeah, and I mean, and Georgia does that, Alabama does that,
Hmm.
Michigan does that, and I think that the teams that have a chance to win a national championship are going to be based in physicality. Like there's going to be
Yeah.
no, cutesy way to win a national championship. It ain't
You got to
happening.
run the football, and you got to stop the
Yes.
run.
Yep. So you go on and win the Heisman Trophy, and
Yeah.
we'll get into other stuff in a minute. But I got a question for you. Okay,
Yeah.
so when the whole controversy started, and the
Hmm.
Heisman Trust says, Reggie, we need your Heisman Trophy back. Why did you give the Heisman Trophy back? Because they would have had to pry that from my dead, lifeless hands, buddy.
Well, they didn't tell me we need it back. They said we're going to strip you of the Heisman Trophy. And then that's led to other events. But from the beginning, Heisman Trust said we're going to strip you of the Heisman Trophy. I ain't just volunteer to give my damn Heisman Trophy back. Who in their right mind would do that?
Yeah. So were you legally
And
obligated to give it back?
I at that point, well, I had met with the Heisman Trust with my attorney.
Yeah.
We actually went and sat with the Heisman Trust and explained to them an entire story, broke down all the facts to them, why this investigation was flawed, why a lot of the other stuff that was happening wasn't being shared and exposed, and now look what's happening. All of the facts are slowly unraveling,
Yeah.
and now we're starting to see that this should have never happened from the beginning. And, I think a big major red flag of that was the settlement of the defamation of character lawsuit against
Yeah.
the NCAA by my running back coach at the time, Todd McNair, who took a lot of the blame, for what
Yeah.
happened, even though he had nothing to do with anything. And so this entire investigation is flawed from the beginning. The courts, not me, the court has on record saying that this investigation is flawed. But yet, for some reason, NCAA decides to move forward with their agenda, which we now know was an agenda, and we have facts and stuff to prove that.
So
And
do you still physically have the trophy?
no, I don't have it. I don't have the Heisman Trophy.
So that's my question. So if they were going to
Yeah.
strip it from you, why didn't you keep the trophy? Because I'd have been like, I lost it. I lost it. I don't know where that thing at, and it would
I
have been.
mean, once they tell you they're gonna strip you of it, it's a worthless piece of metal at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like they told you they're gonna strip you of it, and you know what I'm saying? It's not, again, it wasn't that I wanted to give it back. Like,
Yeah.
I go up the stairs right now and pull out my Dope Walker award. Why didn't I get that back? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
If I was just in the spirit of giving shit back,
Yeah.
why didn't I just give all of them back? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bro, because
So,
see, and that's the part that doesn't even make sense to me, right? Because the stuff that the NCAA has done in terms of like vacating wins and all of that stuff,
yeah,
I was at the Orange Bowl when y'all
yeah,
destroyed them in the Orange Bowl. And
yeah,
now but then when you look, there ain't no national championship there. Dude, I watched you win the Heisman
yeah.
Trophy. I watched y'all win. I watched y'all in the Orange Bowl. What was 50 something to 40, whatever the score was.
55,
I was
55,
in the stands in
17.
Miami. And because I was in the league already, and I was like, "Come on, man, this makes no sense."
Yeah.
I watched Derrick Rose play in the national championship against Kansas, but Memphis got no wins
Mhm.
that year. I watched it
Right.
happen.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest issues, with the NCAA. They are the jury and the judge, and when you have that, it's. I mean, you have these kinds of issues that continue to happen, and that's why people don't trust the NCAA.
Nope.
That's why players hate them, don't like them,
Yep.
um, and they do the exact opposite of uh, what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, what they're supposed to represent, which is protecting the players and
Yep.
protecting the athletes. And they do the exact opposite. You know what I'm saying?
And when
And
you got people doing sham classes and all of that stuff and stuff happening on campus, they're like, "Oh, we don't have any power to punish it."
I
It's
mean, when you
ridiculous.
have, yeah, exactly. A lot of people feel there's also a lot of racism systemic racism, built into the NCAA and college football. And everything that goes on. I think another perfect example is Johnny Manziel documentary. Um, everything that he talked about in the
Yes.
documentary, accepting money, accepting cash, lying to the NCAA. And Johnny's my guy. I'm not knocking him. I'm
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
he got away, with all that. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the facts of his case, and then you look at my case, it's not even comparable. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But yet at the same time, he has his Heisman Trophy. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
No,
And so
nobody's even bringing that up.
nobody even bringing it up. You know what I mean? And so we understand, and I understand that there was an agenda here. That had to do with me and a lot more than me. And again, we have the facts and the proof. And it's just going to make for an exciting documentary.
Yeah.
And also, we have a lawsuit against the NCAA, right now. I have an outstanding lawsuit against them for defamation of character for a statement that they released about me saying that I was paid to play, which is untrue. And they don't have any evidence to prove that, So that's, what the defamation of character lawsuit is over.
So when you watch what's going on now with name, image, and likeness, and I just saw a video of Caleb's penthouse apartment the other day, and you think about the effects of your case where your parents were
Yeah.
getting evicted out of a place, and they were given temporarily a place
Well,
to stay.
NCAA never even spoke to my parents. So, all the talk that came from, oh, his parents were doing this, they were doing that. They never spoke to my parents. So if you're doing an investigation, okay, and you're supposed to be doing a full, complete investigation, but you don't even speak to my parents, I'm confused.
Yeah,
So how did you come
that
up
ain't
with
complete. Yep.
all the other, things that were being said, about my family? Like, where did that come from then? Where's the proof?
Yep.
And so that's where we are, what I'm saying, with this case.
So when you see Caleb's apartment, you're seeing all of that, and all of this stuff is legal now. Is it frustrating, or are you saying, boy, or are you like them old heads when they talk about how much we made in the
Yeah.
NFL and all that stuff? Like, man, if I played in that day, boy, you know how much money I would have made, boy.
Nah, I'm happy for these kids now, man, because they deserve it,
Yep.
and they're working hard for it. It's not like it's being given to them.
Nope.
This is something they're actually working for. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's what people have to understand is, these kids are not just stepping, into a campus and they're just handed, a bag of money for not doing anything, right? Like they've earned their way to be there, right? They've earned their spot to be there. There's a reason why they're highly recruited because the team that they're with or other teams see them as value. And you got to understand that value is added also to the university as
Yep.
well. They're making money off those kids as well. So it's not like just the kids are making money. Like, no, the university is also making money off of them as well. So there's a benefit, obviously, for universities, but, again, and NCAA. But I love seeing kids being able to make money now, being able to provide, for their families now at a much earlier age. Because I've always said that when you're 18, 19, 20, you're in your prime. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like you may not be, you're in your prime as as a man, right? As an athlete, right? And so that's when you're starting to peak, as an athlete, and then that's when universities are capitalizing.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of young players that look at you as the GOAT, right? As the greatest either
Hmm.
running back or college player of all time. For me, when I came out, it was Peter Ward. Like I looked at Peter
Yep,
Ward, like, bro, he
that's
was
my
that man.
guy. I love watching Peter Ward.
He was so who was your GOAT?
So Barry Sanders,
Hmm.
I would say was the so I liked Barry Sanders because I loved the way that he played the game. Obviously, tried to pattern my game after him. But then Deion Sanders was also a guy who I just loved his showmanship on the football field. The way that he captured the crowd, the way that he would high step, the way that he would go back to return a punt and get the crowd hyped. You know what I'm saying? The swag, the way that he talked to the cameras, all of that stuff jumped out to me off the TV screen, and I ate it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a young kid, man, as a young athlete, as a young black kid, hoping to make it to the NFL and just to be able to experience a small piece of what them dudes was going through. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so I always wanted to play at the highest level. I always wanted to be the best. I always wanted to, create, the best highlights because the guys that I idolize, that's what I saw them doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Barry was playing, it was showtime. You know what I'm
Oh, for
saying?
sure.
And when Deion Sanders playing, it was showtime. It was prime time. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so those are the guys that I wanted to emulate my game after, and that's why I think I played the game, with such excitement. And I tried to also, capture the crowd just with the way that I played. I wasn't a big talker like Dion was, you know what I'm saying, and he still is,
Yo,
but
God, yeah.
but I tried to do it, with the way that I played my game, and I wanted the way that I played the game to just speak volumes, and
Yeah.
just jump out to people, on the TV screen.
Now you were a player. I think you were ahead of your time in terms
Yeah.
of like people look at Christian McCaffrey and what he's able to do as a route runner, as a running back, and that's to me who if people were to ask me compare him to a current player, I'd be like, oh, it's Christian McCaffrey. They do the exact same things except for
Yeah.
Reggie had a little more flash to it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
do you think that your game has helped change the NFL and the way that it's played or the way the running back position has been played?
Um, I definitely think so, but I also know that before me, I was watching Marshall Falk, what I'm saying, run
Oh, yep.
routes and catch the ball out of the backfield and literally, do everything that I ended up patterning my game after, patenting my game after, sorry. And watching him when he was with the Rams, when they were the greatest show on turf, and watching the way that they would run him out of the backfield on wheel routes, option routes, and the option route really became like my bread and butter out of the
Yeah.
backfield. And a lot of the tapes that I studied in college And even when I was with the New Orleans Saints, we studied, that team. We studied the greatest show on turf. We studied um, what Andy Reid was doing in Philly, with Brian Westbrook, and in New England with was it Westbrook as well, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, the Westbrook brothers. But it was just wanting to catch the ball in the backfield, wanting to be a running back, wanting to return punts and kicks. And, I just wanted to be that guy that could score from anywhere on a football field. And, I think I took a little piece of all of the other players, like the guys I'm mentioning, like Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders, Marshall Faulk, and I think I kind of molded that into my own game. But it really for me came from watching guys, like them. So I can't take all of the credit. As much as I love that, a lot of the young kids now watching me growing up, guys like Christian McCaffrey. I actually met Christian McCaffrey when he was in high school.
Yeah.
And a crazy story. So me and my wife. I'm in the NFL, obviously, and we're on vacation, and this is in March, and so it's spring break for school, and so we're in Miami. I forget what hotel we're staying at, but I'm in the hotel gym working out, me and my wife, and I see these three little white kids in there getting it right, and
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm kind of peeking out them side of my eye, like, man, these kids are going hard, right? And I was impressed. And so we started talking. I was like, man, what do you guys do? Saying, oh, we play football. We from Colorado. I was like, okay, that's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? We started talking like, what's your name, man? Reggie, Christian. What's your last name? McCaffrey. McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
You live in Colorado.
Who your
You gotta
daddy
have
is,
to be,
boy?
yeah. So we started talking, and then he was like, yeah, man, I'm going to Stanford next year. I was like, hey, man, best of luck. And I knew from seeing them working out, and they're on spring break. These little kids are in the gym grinding and getting it, and just going after it like it's training camp mode. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And so I have respect for him then, and then now to see that work ethic continue, and then knowing his pedigree and where it comes from, it's just it's amazing to see. And I definitely know that, in talking to him, he won number five because of me in college.
Yeah.
So, I know that I had some effects there, on his game, but he's doing it at a much different level, man, right now.
That
And,
boy
man,
cold,
he's
boy.
just balling out. He is cold, bro.
Yep.
He can do it all, and he can also go back there and return punts too. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? So he got that in the bag. He can do that too.
And you talk. So we talked about a lot about your football career. We know you've been on
Yep.
television, on Fox, everything else in between. But the thing that I've been most impressed with you about, honestly, is seeing you as a father and seeing you as a
Yeah.
husband.
Hmm.
And from the outside looking in, it looks like it's important to you. And
Absolutely.
so can you talk about that part of your life and how that has either changed you or,
Yeah.
like grown you in a way?
Yeah. Yeah, my family is my foundation. They give me all the strength that I need, to be a great man, to challenge myself to be the best version of myself each and every day, to be the best father, the best husband, and my kids are everything to me, and like all of us, we want to give our kids all the things that we didn't have, and so that it starts right there, for me. I want to give my kids everything that I never had. I want to give them the best relationship, with their father that I didn't have. I didn't have a relationship, a great relationship with my father. And I wasn't raised with my dad. So we're already talking about changing and breaking,
Yeah.
breaking down some walls, and changing the narrative, within my family. So, I always look back on the the moments that we shared, the things that we've built over the years, and it's just a blessing, man, to be able to have your own family and to raise your kids. And it's important to me that my kids see mommy and daddy together, working together, getting through things, working through things, figuring out life. But just creating that ultimate, family, atmosphere for my kids, is near and dear to my heart, man. And so,
Yeah.
like I said, I coach my kids. We were talking earlier. I coach my kids in almost everything. Football, basketball. My daughter plays tennis. They all golf. Golf
Yeah.
is mandatory in this house. You got to golf. It is mandatory.
Yeah.
So
When did you start playing golf? Because I remember Rasheem Mathis got me to playing golf. So we were
hmm
both in Jacksonville together because we came out together,
yeah.
and he started playing golf. So I started playing golf with him, Josh Scobie, and that
hmm
got me into golf. So and I was what, 24, 25 when we started playing. When did you
You
start playing
started much
golf?
younger than me.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
because hey, bro, because I'm looking at that swing. You look like you've been putting that work in, man.
Bro, I'll be putting the work in. I can't lie. I'll be putting the work in, man. And golf has really given me something to challenge myself athletically. We can't play football at a high level anymore. Even though we wish we could, but so golf has really been that replacement for me. It's been that place where I can go and play against my dogs, play with my boys. We can bet
Yeah.
money, talk trash. You know what I'm saying? Play some music. Play good golf.
What are you
And it's
shooting?
challenging.
What are you shooting? Because I need to know if I need to come out there
Yeah,
with you or not.
I'm shooting right now high 70s,
Oh man, I'm not
low
going out there with you
80,
because I'm
81.
gonna shoot 90. Because I'm gonna shoot 90. I'm not coming out there playing with you. I gotta get back in the
It
groove.
it's but it's man, golf is a work in progress, man.
Yep.
It's you never finish product in that game, and I think that's the thing I love about it is that it's always challenging. Every time I step on that golf course, man, I don't know what I'm gonna get. You know what I mean? It's all on me.
Yeah. And you talked about your family, and I did a little research, and your daughter is on a home
Yeah,
renovation, well, a room
yeah.
renovation show. How's that going? And when are we supposed to see that? And how's that process been?
It's been great. We did Hollywood House Lift with Jeff Lewis, and it was great, man. Jeff was awesome. He's hilarious. He got to meet my kids, and my kids, kids have no filter, and
No.
so, but I know some episodes have already aired.
Yeah.
A portion of it has already aired, and I think the best part about doing the renovation show was, we got to choose, okay, what area of our house do we want to renovate? And, this goes back to, I think that, that fatherhood thing that we were just talking about. We wanted to renovate our kids' bedroom because, we wanted to be able to, build something for them that they can like remember and look back on and be proud of, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so, and feel like that they were a part of it as well, because they were a
Yeah.
part of picking out the decorations and like how they wanted it to look. You know what I'm saying? And a big thing for us is, I love teaching my kids new things. And they have a grandfather, my father-in-law, who is a master craft who can literally build anything. And so anytime they go to his house, he's always teaching them how to build stuff,
Yeah.
And so I think, them having that experience and that opportunity to learn how to build things, and then them being able to learn how to, renovate and pick out different things, within the rooms. I think it's so important for kids and for, the young kids generation, just learning some of those old school traditional, ways of just building things with your hands. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, so y'all are ready if that end of the world movie come true. Y'all ready over
Oh, we
there?
ready. We ready over here, boy. We
Uh,
we 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 got exactly who we need.
yeah. All right. So now we're gonna get to the Wrighster or wrong portion. So I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
you 5 questions, and then you tell me, am I Wrighster or am I wrong? You can elaborate a little bit if you want
All
to,
right.
but just
Okay.
tell me,
All
am I
right.
Wrighster or am I wrong? Okay.
All right.
Reggie Bush is the greatest college football player of all time.
Oh man, don't put me on the spot like that.
Am I Wrighster or am I wrong? Reggie Bush is the greatest college football player of all time.
Man, oh my God. I hate answering that question, bro. I really do. Because I don't like putting myself above some other players who I think were also great players and ghosts of the game. But I'm also not going to say no. You know what I'm saying?
Do
So
you
I'm gonna say
realize how
right.
mind blowing that is? That this is even a possibility. Like it's like damn. I actually might be the GOAT, man. Like, do you realize how crazy that is? Like, I mean, Peyton Manning can't even say, "Yeah, bro, I might be the greatest college football." No, he can't say that. Man, just say yes, Reggie. You know you wanted
Yes.
to
All
say
right.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Am I Wrighster or am I wrong?
You Wrighster.
Marcellus Wiley is a better youth football coach than Reggie Bush.
Wrong as hell, boy. You wrong. Hey, nah. That I'm gonna definitely say you're wrong. Nah. Marcellus is my dog. I love him, but when it comes to this offensive thing,
That's
that
the
ain't what he do. You know what I'm saying?
bro.
Like he played defense, he
Yeah.
played DN. You know what I'm saying? And we know DNs are built for one
Yeah.
thing and one thing only. So when it
Ask
comes to this
ask
offensive
Kerry who
thing,
ran that league. Ask Kerry who ran that league when my kids was young. Every year, hoisting trophies.
was that you? You was
Um,
there?
huh?
Was you there at
Yeah.
the Calabash? Oh, I didn't know that, bro. I
Yes.
swear I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro. I think we saw each other on the field once, and then
Yeah,
yeah, bro. We
I didn't know
ran
that,
that
man.
league. Yeah, we
Oh,
ran that league when the
so
kids
I'm
were
just
younger.
getting started in this league right now, man. Honestly, so just for this conversation, I'm coaching my son's flag football team, and we have our first game on Sunday. So this is my first year actually coaching as head
Yeah.
coach. But I got some plays dialed up for these boys. I'm excited.
Hey man, I got some tricks and tips for you.
Hey, send me some stuff. Send me some
Yeah, I
stuff. Come
got you,
on now.
brother. Got you. It
Don't be
works every
selfish.
time. Every time. All
I
right.
need that. I need that.
Am I Wrighster or am I wrong? Pete Carroll is 72 years old. He will coach till he's 80.
You right. You Wrighster. That boy will coach until they wheel him up out of there. I swear to
They
God, he
gonna
will. He gonna coach until they wheel him up out of there.
yeah. Um. Am I Wrighster or am I wrong? In this new era of NFL passing and the way the game is, Reggie Bush is an. Oh, I'll ask you again. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
In this new era of passing in the NFL, running backs the way that they're playing, Reggie Bush is an MVP candidate.
You right. You 100% right about that, bro. And one thing I'll say is when you look at my rookie year, I had 98 receptions as a rookie running back. And I didn't start, and then the next year I got injured, and the year after that I got injured. So if it wasn't for injuries, I always felt like my productions would have been a lot higher. But that time period, that era, was still not fully where it is now when we talk about the use of running backs in the passing game. And like I was doing that back then, but it wasn't as widely accepted as it is now. So I think 100%, I would have been an MVP candidate for sure.
All right. Last one. Am I Wrighster or am I wrong? Vince Young's knee was down and USC should
Man,
have another championship.
Vince Young knee was down then and it's still down right now. I was just talking about this the other day, and just how amazing that game was, and obviously it came down to those last seconds. A lot of back and forth in that game, but boy, that knee, there was nothing more clear than Vince Young's knee. Stevie Wonder could see that knee was down.
um, you guys, he's Reggie Bush. Reggie, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yes, sir.